All right, y'all. I don't really know how I feel about these testimonies when I really hear people come out saying like maybe they died for a second and then went to heaven, or they died and went to hell, or they had like some out of body experience. But this one definitely touched me when I seen it, and it really kind of left an imprint on me where I truly believed that this gentleman might have seen something, and he definitely might have an actual, real, important message for the entire world to hear, man. Let's get into this clip. We'll talk about it a little bit throughout. Here we go.
Next thing you know, as I'm freaking out, that being grasped me from behind again, and it felt like it lifted me maybe 15 feet off the ground, and we start going forward. And off in the distance, I see this little glimmering white light, and I'm leaving a lot of details out. I'm trying to get through this. I am screaming like I've never screamed. I'm like, God, please, Jesus, Jesus, I'm saved. What? I could not. I was screaming for him. Now, that white thing I seen in the distance, we're getting closer. It's getting bigger because we're getting closer to it. I'm not a very good artist, but I tried to paint it. And the camera shows everything backwards. But as we're coming in, long story short, I seen like this never-ending huge wall miles away in the background. The sky looked maybe like it was 400 feet high, so these blackish clouds. And there was this gigantic pole that would make a redwood look like a toothpick. I kid you not, in the center, with a steel collar around the bottom of it. And I all of a sudden could hear chains like I've never heard before. Chains, chains, chains galore. And, okay, and as we're flying it up to it, higher than them, I could see hundreds of thousands of people from, and they all looked like they had no blood in them. They all looked saggy, drainy, zombie-ish pale white, but I could still tell African-American, Chinese, white, you know, I could still tell. And as we're coming closer to them, I cannot tell you the sound of they were making. It was like they were trying to scream with their tongues cut out or something. It's like, you know, and you, it was so terrifying. I was screaming, Jesus! It was so, and I was screaming, God, please make this be a dream. Please make this be a dream. I knew it wasn't a dream. I knew it was a section of hell for lukewarm. I knew that all of these people thought they were saved. I knew it. Just like I did. I plead with you to beg God for forgiveness. Don't think you're okay because you're not a rapist or a murderer, or, you know, you're not like them, you know. Don't, I beg you, please. 2 months later, I had another vision. I was wide awake. It was insane, but I woke up on the side of a mountain, and I knew it was heaven. I seen my great-grandma who I lived with. It's whole nother story. But, man, I tell you what, man, turn to God. Nothing here is worth it. Nothing here is worth it. Hell, it was so real, and I knew that every one of them people thought that they weren't bad people. They thought they were okay. They thought they were okay. I urge you, I beg you, seek God while he can still be found, because it just breaks my heart that so many people are going there that they don't know it.
It's crazy, man. And shout out to him. I mean, I know he said he's not a good painter, but I thought that painting was actually pretty good to support the illustration, you know, and what he was explaining of what was going on. It's a sad reality to think about, man. But it is definitely something to consider, you know. Being a lukewarm Christian, man, kind of straddling the fence, if you will. It's dangerous territory. And I really feel like this gentleman here, man, he was genuine. I really do. I almost could feel the fear, the trembling, and in his, you know, in the video when he's talking, in his voice, I can feel it, I can hear it. But it's the tremble and the fear that, like, a grown man, you know, that would only get from experiencing such a thing. Man, it's just it's really something, you know. I wouldn't say something to be fearful about, but definitely something to think on, man. Like, this is really not a game. And I know we know. I know some people know, and they have the understanding, and we know there's heaven, we know there's hell. But like, really thinking about it, man, this isn't a game. And this is honestly why I do what I do. This is why so many other people do what they do. Because we don't want that to be the reality for so many. Although we know, because the road to destruction, man, it's wide. So it's going to fit a lot of people. But it's like, I could never want to be a part of something like that. I could never want to experience anything like that. So it really shocks me if you try to explain to a person or try to help a person out or maybe try to show them a different way. It shocks me how much rejection a person could get from just trying to help someone out. When we know that that's the reality for a lot of people. The imagery that he put in there just really showed what he was talking about, people screaming like they didn't have tongues. It just really reminded me of a lot of the weeping and the gnashing, and it's like helplessness. It's done. It's over with. What do you do now? It's over. It's over. Just knowing what Jesus did for us, man. To not accept him, to me, bro, to me, it's crazy talk. It's insane. I couldn't imagine anything else. I'm not saying it's all peaches and cream. You know, my relationship with God, there has been some struggles for me. It has been challenging, but it has been rewarding, and I've learned a lot. I've been able to change tremendously as a person, and that's all thanks to God, man. It's all thanks to Jesus Christ and giving me the grace and offering me that ultimate forgiveness to be able to navigate in this world, man. God's a savior, and he wants to save us from all type of hurt, pain, anguish, destruction. He wants to save us from that. And to not accept him is to not accept saving. So when doomsday arrives, when destruction arises, when troubled times come in life, like they do for each and every one of us, without a savior, you have no saving. There is no protection. I'm going to just leave it there, man. This was a tough one. Till the next one, y'all. I'm out.